What's up, guys? Hope you're having a good day today. It's December 8th, and this is Newswave. Now, before we get into all the news and everything today, I just wanted to talk to you guys about a few things, which I will do after the video. It's concerning the channel and a couple things, so if you're interested in where the channel's going and some updates on it, stay put. Afterwards, we'll go ahead and talk about that then. But for now, let's just get right into it. So the first piece of news, of course, surrounds the Switch, like usual, but it comes from a NeoGAF insider called Nate Drake. And he is reporting that the final dev kits have gone out to developers at this point, and there's a couple interesting differences, but the biggest one appears to be the battery life. Now, according to his inside sources, the battery life on the new Switches, the dev kits that have gone out, actually target about 5 to 8 hours of battery life, which, according to them, is Nintendo trying to put it more in line with the 3DS XLs, the new ones that get anywhere from 3.5 or 4 hours up all the way to 8 hours, depending on what you're doing and everything. They said the 8 hours could depend on a couple things. What you're doing, of course, maybe you're not playing games, maybe you're watching a movie or something or a video, maybe the brightness turned down, maybe Wi-Fi's off. But of course, the 5-hour mark, which is what they're saying is when you're playing games and everything, seems like a good mark. Like I said before, 5 hours would put it right over the edge. 5 to 8 hours is acceptable to me, but it looks good. That's for the final dev kits. Final dev kits go out when the system is pretty much done, and this is basically them giving them a system they can use to then program for the future. So everything looks good on the battery life front. I was really worried about 3 hours. Looks like we'll probably get at least 5. And of course, the internet's all talking about the entire, Jimmy Fallon show where they were showing off the actual Switch. And there were a couple of people going through the footage very, very closely. Of course, we were all going to dissect the footage as best we could, but there was a few users who actually came up with a couple things from the episode. For example, they had on the back where you see the Switch, you can actually look at the bottom and there is a USB-C connection, what everyone thinks. And it's interesting, it actually looks like it may be hinged so that you can actually turn it like this kinda, and then you can plug it in even while it's resting in a kickstand position, which means that you would also be able to charge it while it's doing that, which is great. I was trying to figure out how they would do that, if it would be angled in some way, or if you would be able to do that. It looks like it may be hinged. That's a great idea. The other thing is a lot of people noticed that when Reggie was holding the Pro Controller, on the front, it appears to be like that glossy plastic that would be for the front of an IR blaster. There is a good chance that there is IR on the front of that Pro Controller, and that's interesting. Now, it's not 100% confirmed. We're kind of just looking at it through the video. It does appear to have a different plastic texture on the front that, again, kind of mimics an IR blaster like the front of your TV remote. But we don't know 100% for sure, but that would make it so that you could use the Pro Controller to move like a Wii Remote, point things out on the screen if you needed to. Just an extra feature, I guess. Again, we'll know a little more in January. And the next bit of news kind of surrounds that Bulletstorm Remaster. Remember how we talked about that before, how they're going to release it at a full $60 price, despite it basically being a remaster job of the original Bulletstorm? Well, they're also not going to do any kind of upgrade incentive, like, where you pay a little less to get the upgraded version, or in Skyrim's case, they just give you the entire special edition for free if you had Skyrim. Well, they're not doing that. They're still charging PC users $60 for a game that's essentially the game that was already released. They're trying to sell this game twice to PC users. There's a few differences. Like I said, the higher resolution, I guess. I mean, you can still push Bulletstorm to 4K now. Resolution changes pretty much across the board. I guess graphical updates, but again, you can put everything on ultra or high in PC. I'm not really sure what their plan or strategy is here. I don't know who's gonna buy it at $60 for the PC without any extra content, and it had to be a lot of content. I thought it'd be something where you pay $10 to $20 to get the upgrade to the next, to the remaster, but it looks like they just want you to buy the entire game again. I don't know, but needless to say, a lot of gamers are really, really annoyed at Gearbox, and there appear to be no plans to change their business strategy here. It looks like they just want to sell you at $60 for a game that's been released in the past to PC users and even console users. So I don't know. I assume Gearbox will have to change their ways here, but maybe they go forward and release it at 60 and just nobody buys it. I guess we'll find out. And man, guys, if Minecraft users weren't creative already, there's someone actually who designed an entire Atari emulator inside Minecraft. It's ridiculous. So the Minecraft player, goes by the name of Seth Bling, actually used a bunch of blocks and everything to kind of emulate what an emulator would essentially do, like processor-wise, RAM, everything. It's crazy. And he actually has it to the point where it will produce 60 frames every 4 hours. That doesn't sound like a lot, I get that, but it's amazing that they're able to do this in Minecraft. This is in vanilla Minecraft with no mods at all. He basically built this using bricks and command blocks and everything, and it works. he actually loads the ROMs on there, and it actually plays them very slowly, of course, very slowly, but the fact that it works is just the craziest thing. I thought I remember somebody actually put a Game Boy in one of them, emulated Game Boy, but the fact that this person, like I said, in vanilla Minecraft, built an Atari emulator is awesome. There's a whole video of it on YouTube. I might be able to put some of it here, and then I'll put it in the description as well, but check it out. It's just one of the coolest things to do in a game that has no business emulating anything, but it's just very creative to see. And the big news of the day, of course, comes back to the Switch, as always, but 2 games were actually announced for the Switch today. Both of them allegedly Switch exclusives. The one will also be going to the PC, but it's not going, according to them, to the PS4 or the Xbox One. So the first game, I want you to look at a couple of these screenshots here that I'm gonna put up here. When I first saw these, I was pretty impressed. I thought it was an indie developer kind of making a game for the PS4. The way I get news at times is it'll pop up on my phone. Like I have like a news RSS aggregator, and it actually just puts all the news together for me so I can see it. And this screenshot popped up at the top of the article. I did not scroll down. I looked at it, I was like, oh cool. A indie developer is making a game for the PS4. Well, the screenshots you're seeing here are in-game footage, well, gameplay screenshots, direct feed of a Switch game. It's actually tremendous looking, obviously. It's called Seasons of Heaven, and it's being completely developed from the ground up for the Switch. Now, the developer is called AnyArts. They're actually they're a French company that's actually designing this, and what happened was Laura Dale actually leaked the game, and then they came out a couple hours later and announced it essentially, and the screenshots look good. I would like to see it in motion, and next week, guys, we're actually going to get gameplay footage of this beautiful looking game in motion. So it's going to look really cool, I think, in motion. It looks good in screenshots, obviously. It looks very, actually, I think a little more advanced than what a lot of people thought the Switch was going to do. Again, guys, I think a lot of people are going to be surprised by the Switch, but that's, of course, my opinion. Now, when we see it in motion, we'll hopefully see a little more to it. Hopefully, it looks good in motion. Screenshots, you can do a lot of things to make screenshots look better than what the game looks like. So keep an eye out on that, and we'll see how that looks next week. I'm sure we'll be talking about that as well. And then there was another game that kind of got announced. It was a very short trailer that was posted on YouTube, and that game is called The Sacred Hero. That's going to be on the Switch and the PC. Now, there wasn't much to show. It kind of showed a sword that looked very similar to a certain sword in a Zelda game that was in a stone, and then it kind of panned up and everything. It's supposedly an RPG that's going to be similar to like a Zelda style game, but we'll see a little more. I think it said 2018, so it's going to be a while, but I wouldn't be surprised if we saw some gameplay footage or something next year, but just another game that add to the list, I guess, guys. And in an interview today, talking to The Verge, Miyamoto actually had some words kind of about the mobile market for Nintendo. Talked about, of course, Mario Run. You want to put as much of that out as you can for publicity's sake. That's, of course, out December 15th. And then they started talking about the possibilities of course, Animal Crossing, which they've kind of talked about in the past about it before, coming to mobile as well. Which, honestly, I think Animal Crossing makes the most sense out of all of their games to be on a mobile handheld. I mean, there's a lot of stuff you can do in terms of free-to-play if they really want to get into that avenue. I know they did not want to with Mario Run, which, honestly, I commend them for that because there's probably a lot of money they're leaving on the table that they could probably take for Mario Run if they gave it away for free and then charged money for things like turns to run through levels, things like that. But Animal Crossing is perfect. You can actually get probably a legitimate debt from Tom Nook, and you would actually have to pay them back in what would essentially be real money that you would earn throughout the time. And of course, people don't want to wait, so they want to basically buy these coins and then give them to him to get additions to their house. You know, buy things like furniture. There's just tons of stuff. Animal Crossing makes the most sense because you can also go online with it, where we could maybe do things like visit each other's villages, damage them, which we're all, let's be honest, we're all gonna just throw crap all over the place on someone else's. But Animal Crossing makes the most sense for mobile. It sounds like they want to release Animal Crossing on mobile. If it's not already in the works, I think they're expecting big sales out of Mario Run, and I'm not surprised because it probably will sell well. But again, Animal Crossing, keep an eye on that. I could see that popping up sometime next year, at least an announcement, maybe around E3 time. But again, we'll keep an eye on that. Makes a lot of sense for Animal Crossing on the mobile. And guys, that's going to do it for Newswave today. If you stuck around this long, you may be wondering what I was talking about with the channel. Well, I put some stuff out on Twitter anyway. I actually have been reading a lot of the comments. Everyone seems to like the content, you know, different things I have to say, discussions, leaks, all that good stuff. But I get your guys' grievances with the production value, I understand. So I have decided to put some money in And I've actually bought like studio lighting and everything. Actually, that's already here now. It's actually over here at a frame. You can't see it. I don't have it on, don't worry. It's very bright. It's very bright. I actually have 2 of those that would shoot light down pretty well. I didn't want to use them because I have a very nicer DSLR camera coming as well that I got at a pretty good price, and I'll be using that. And then I need to get my microphone game figured out. I actually have, that I don't use right now, but I've used it on podcasts and stuff, a snowball mic that I will get a boom arm for now until I get an actual XLR microphone. And I'm actually in talks with some people now about making a very cool intro for Newswave. I kind of wanted to make it similar to, I want to say like a, I don't know, like an actual news show you can watch for video game stuff, opinions, just fun stuff, you know, and make it really cool. I think you guys have a lot of good points with production value being the only weakness right now, and I hope to correct that and really make this entire channel something very cool and interesting for people to come watch. So, but again, I appreciate everyone's support. You guys have been awesome, and I will keep going as long as you guys keep watching. So, you know, keep stopping by, keep dropping the comments, and like I said, I appreciate any constructive criticism you guys have for me, and I will follow anything I can that makes sense. So, until next time, guys, I will see you then.